Right, week 2 of the bench and squat plan. I ended up running all 5 days of this week back to back straight after week 1. We were going away for a long weekend and I didn't want the end of the week to be split up by 4 or 5 days off. But despite running the week like that, everything went pretty well. My main bench day felt a little heavy to begin with, but it wasn't too bad all in all. I shocked myself by getting all of the back off bench reps this week, which was pretty cool. And the Spoto bench felt a bit less alien this week, now I've practiced it a bit more. I amended the lateral and push down rep ranges on this day, so now they're 12 instead of 15 like they were on the first day last week. That's simply because that way the first and second upper days both have the same rep schemes and it would just make progress slightly easier to track. I also bumped the lateral weight up a bit because I have the lighter and slightly higher reps on the optional upper day, so I figured having them a bit heavier on the other days wouldn't really hurt. On the main squat day, everything was moving fairly well, no real issues or standouts. A few of the squat reps were maybe a bit less slick than I'd like, but on the whole they were decent. This was the last session of doing the barbell calf raises, simply because it was starting to feel a bit ridiculous loading up all that weight. If my setup had allowed it, I'd probably have just switched to doing them single-legged, but without having the stability of something like a Smith machine, that just isn't really an option. So from the next lower day, these were switched out for single-leg dumbbell calf raises with a slow descent from the top. The second bench day was fairly standard, with everything moving pretty well. The only frustration was that my girls decided they needed to interrupt me about 4 or 5 times within the first half of the session. Nothing important, just various requests and demands. Yeah, it's nothing major, but it is definitely one of the drawbacks occasionally of training at home, where I'm constantly available. It wouldn't have been so bad, but they kept coming separately, so double the distraction. Anyway, even with all that, the day went pretty well. So like with the previous bodybuilding block, the lower day, the second lower day on this plan is the hardest of the week by far. The combination of the Superman squats followed by the front squats just absolutely destroys my quads. Somehow I managed to knock out all the Superman squat reps and also hit all reps on the 2 front squat sets this week. Although I am looking to get 3 full sets of the front squats before I bother moving up weight at all. But yeah, once I get past the squatting portion of this day, the rest actually isn't too bad. And this week I managed to add a 3rd set on the leg extensions and good mornings. This was the first session obviously doing those slowed dumbbell calf raises, and even with a fraction of the weight, the burn in my calves was unreal come the end. So yeah, definitely achieved the goal of getting more at a less weight, which is good. And then yeah, the last upper session was really good. Just got a bit of extra lighter work in, got some blood flowing. I switched out the pull-ups for chin-ups this week. I know they're kind of the same thing, it's just a different kind of grip orientation, but for some reason I class anything that's an overhand grip as a pull-up and anything that's an underhand grip as a chin-up. I don't really know why, I just always have. Yeah, I may keep it like this with the chin-ups, or I might just see what I feel like on the day. I might alternate, or I might kind of try out some different grip widths, maybe. Yeah, I'll just see how I feel. You know, this is just an extra light day, so I'm not really fussed about progression or kind of anything like that. But yeah, so a good second week ticked off. Yeah, still really enjoying the change of training style and focus to, you know, more strength stuff again. Really enjoyed the hypertrophy stuff, and it was really useful, but yeah, strength stuff is just kind of fun, you know. And I hope it's kind of at least a bit interesting to follow along with. And so we've got another 10 weeks of this block. So yeah, hopefully by the end we can express a half decent bench and squat. I am actually going to try and get on top of these a bit more. The uploading's been a bit sporadic. It's just trying to find the time to put them together. It doesn't seem like it would take an awful lot of time, but it kind of does. And especially just trying to find a bit of quiet time to record a voiceover. Yeah, hopefully I will get on top of that a bit more, and yeah, we'll carry on this journey. But yeah, anyway, I will call it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.